save you from.
Another day, another dollar. Another day, another dollar.
I got this on camera.
I love you, Mr. Boat.
There he is. What up, chat? What up, chat? Come on, what's up?
I love you, Mr. Boat. You love me too?
Yeah, I got you. I got this on camera. Got this on camera.
You love me too?
Yo. Right on time. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to the producer's corner. What's good? Tonight we have the one and only, the infamous, the legendary Graham, aka PhaseOne. Gonna be sick. You guys ready to just bang on into this? Let's let him in. A true legend indeed. Let's see if this thing works. There it goes. There he is. Through a cloud of smoke he appears. Just so you guys know, as normal, all of the money donated to the stream goes straight to PhaseOne. All you have to do is hit that Venmo, PhaseOne AU. Let me get a mic check real quick, Graham.
Yo, can you hear me?
Let's go up a little bit.
Check.
Up a little bit more. There we go. That's great.
Loud? Is that all right?
No, it's great.
I've got that cranked. If I speak there, it's probably too loud, right?
Yeah, a little bit, but you won't be leaning.
But I'm speaking like this, so it should
Yeah, it's fine.
Nice. How's everybody doing?
He's very quiet compared to you people saying.
I am?
Yeah, let me
I'll crank it some more.
Yeah, just a little bit more.
I'll bring the mic a bit closer, actually.
There we go.
Yo, how's that? I'll make sure I speak like into it.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah,
G'day,
dude.
mates.
Good day, mates.
What is going on, guys?
Not much. Oh, what up, Samplifier? We got some other
he's here?
boys in this bitch.
Damn, nice.
Subcharge. What up? Shout out to everyone who pulls up. This is gonna be fun.
I should post in the socials real quick.
Yeah.
Live
let 'em
now,
know.
bitches.
Live now, you bish.
Yes.
Yeah, this is gonna be really fun for me and the Lord PhaseOne to go pretty far back, huh?
Yeah, like I'm gonna say 2013 or 14.
A long time ago in Australia.
Was
Was that the first time we hung out?
Yeah, you
Sydney?
came. Yeah, because I didn't start coming to America till like 2016.
I remember we had
like
a deep chat that one night in Sydney. We were sitting on a bus bench and you were discussing.
Yeah, I remember.
That was a good chat.
Because like you were with Warpath already, which is the agency like which we're both with or whatever. And I was like, I had like the offer from them or whatever and like that, and so we were like discussing it, like trying to figure out what the best option was, because like I'd never like I've been to Europe a bunch of times, but I'd never been to like America, which is like the biggest fucking market in the world for like EDM, dubstep, and everything.
That's right.
So yeah, dude, you fucking yeah, you're a fucking what's the word I'm looking for? Role model, kind of in like a way.
Help sealed the deal.
Back then, dude, like it was like unknown territory to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
That was a long
you're,
time ago.
like you're American, obviously, so you knew the fucking scene inside out. And I was like,
And the Warpath fam.
yeah, dude, I was a baby back then. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
I know. I remember we got some schnitzel
Oh, dude.
at like a German spot in
Yeah,
Queens.
it's in Darlinghurst, Newtown. Yeah,
Yes.
Sydney. Dude, I hope the place is still open because I'm going back to Australia
It was
soon.
fantastic. I remember that.
Yeah, dude, I fucking craving that. Craving it.
I probably haven't had that since that day. Just
Oh no,
not
yeah.
accessible here.
Oh yeah,
The
no,
real
not
shit.
at all. Although like Nashville does have some fire food there.
It does. That is a
I,
fucking fact.
I always see all the homies out there like posting like food pics and shit. I'm just like, god damn.
Yeah, you know
Straight back to
me and
Nashville.
Perry live right next to each other, and
Oh, you do? Yeah.
we got some gang over here.
Yeah.
We got a good little squad. Um,
Yeah, I know. It's cool.
okay. Cool. Let's see what's going on in the chat, and then we'll get right into this.
Let me just post this. Twitch.tv.
Prototype underscore music. Jaden, you get one more just ridiculous request before I fucking mute you, bro. God damn it.
Oh, no,
Already
what's
getting into it.
What's he saying?
Just absolutely
What's he
nothing.
saying?
He just be fucking just absurd requests that just like he misses some social cues, but it's fine. We love him.
He's not saying. Usually for me, like, people just want me to do a shoey on
Sure.
camera.
Snacks wants you to speak about Vegemite, but
Oh yeah, we can do that. But I have some. I'm not gonna eat it now, but Vegemite is basically like nothing you have in America. It's basically like vegetable like extract paste, and it's like really thick. It looks like Nutella. So like people will think it's gonna be like sweet, but it's actually like the complete opposite. It's like sour and salty, and like
so it's sour chocolate.
it's not even chocolate. It's like
Oh, you said it
vegetable
looks
extract.
like Nutella.
It looks like Nutella, yeah.
Certainly.
It's actually really healthy for you. It has like lots of like B vitamins and stuff, but it tastes weird. But like it's not until you know how to do it properly that it's actually good. Because like most people that go to Australia, they're like, oh, I need to try Vegemite because that's what they hear about it. But they'll just like dip a spoon in, like eat it like out of the fucking jar. It's like I wouldn't do that. It's horrible.
Yeah.
You have to like get a piece of bread, like a toast, or whatever. You need more butter ratio to Vegemite. So
More butter than Vegemite.
yeah, so you smack on the butter, and you just do like a nice like light paste of Vegemite on there, and then
Interesting.
dude, it's like you have to do it right to actually be able to do it. You know, to understand that it is kind of good.
Interesting. Well,
I mean, it's a weird taste. Anyway,
I would like to have it. I feel like I have had it. I mean, there's also so many great things in Australia. Nando's. Oh,
yeah, it's Nando's.
fuck. Okay. Well, let's get right into this.
Cool. Yeah. How do you want to
Um,
start? You want to do some? You
I
wanna
would
talk
like
some
to
shit, or
first
you wanna-
speak about our iconic back-to-back at Lost Lands.
Oh yeah, yeah. Me and Max went back to back. Lost Lands 2018.
18.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, that was fucking tight. The thing that I remember most about that is how hot it was. Yeah, it was
Dude,
brutal.
We paid that like that was like a 4 or 5 p.m.
Yeah.
slot, and the sun was like right in our eyes. So you couldn't actually see anything on the CDJs. We were like
No.
kind of blindly mixing, but like the heat was insane. I was dying up there.
Oh, Ad Trio says that they were on the rail. Man,
Sweet.
that is a fucking. How are you still here? Yo, you got fried. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it was fucking hot. Like
Yeah.
when you're up there with like next to the flames and like the monitors and like everything, it's like extra heat coming from behind you as well. It's like
Isn't that funny that that's what we remember most about? Is just how hot it was.
the heat. Oh, dude, same as last year as well. It was like
Yeah.
just as bad. Like
Yeah, I did
gosh.
back to back with Figure last year, and it was the same
That's right,
thing.
yeah.
We were on the other stage, but
yeah.
we actually had like a little bit of a covering thing. But okay, so let's just get into this conversation about, since we're kind of started about Australia and being an artist from another country. Actually, one of my ex-mentees actually had a question. His name is Jackson, and it was basically the same question that I had. And he is from Australia, and
Oh, sweet.
He says his question is, how did you transition from being an act from Australia to being able to tour the American circuit? I'm an Australian act and I'm a little overwhelmed by the daunting task of trying to make it across the pond and looking for some solid advice.
Well, I think during a pandemic is like makes it that much more difficult because like nothing's going to happen in America for the foreseeable future, basically, unless you want to do like drive-in shows. But like, I think to even do a drive-in show, you need to be kind of established already. It's like I'm not really doing any shows right now just because like I don't know, I'm just gonna take some time out and like just kind of see what happens. But to answer his question, the timing, I think a lot of it has to do with timing. Like I've been doing PhaseOne since 2011, like late 2011, almost 2012. Back then, there weren't as many producers. You have to keep that in mind. Like there was only like a handful of guys doing this, and like now everyone's a fucking producer. Everyone's a DJ now, so it's like way more saturated, way more competition these days. So I don't really know the answer right now, but I mean, the biggest thing is making a name in your own like country / hometown or whatever. Like you got to start at the bottom and do your time and all that. I started just DJing in all the local clubs for like fucking $50 for like peas basically, and yeah, I think the best thing to do is like just keep in the circuits with like the promoters and everything. I mean, that's kind of it, really. It's like you just gotta like slowly broaden your network of people that you know and people that fuck with your shit. It's like if you have a good product as well, like that's gonna skyrocket you way quicker. Like a lot of people just DJ, and it's like if you don't have any production to back that up with, like, dude, fucking everybody's a DJ. It's like all you have to do is press some buttons. It's like DJing is not really that hard, like in comparison to like producing, where you can spend like years just trying to write one song or whatever.
Well, hearing you answer that question makes me think if your journey is anything but just harder than mine, you know what I'm saying? Like
Sure.
like your answer was basically a lot of the same answer that I give to people when they're like, "Yo, any advice?" But yours is just like much harder. Like somehow, I think.
Well, it's like once you like, I think the biggest divide is trying to get the working visa as well. To get into America. Like getting into America is the hard part. Like you need to like kind of be well established enough in your own home country to even but you basically have to prove to the US government that you are like famous. It's like really, really fucking douchey. But you have to prove that to the US government you're famous enough and like wanted enough to make money in America. And it's like this huge process and it's really expensive. It costs like $5,000 just to apply. If you get denied, you still lose that $5,000.
Really?
Yeah. So basically, like, if you're established enough, like the best way to do it is to approach an agent in the US, or like hopefully you've been approached already. They need to basically prove like your next like so and so years in America. So like then you take that to like immigration lawyers, and then they supply that to the US government.
Yeah.
And it's basically like your plan of touring basically for the next like 3 years. Like 3 years is the longest you can stay in America on the working visa, and then you can reapply and renew it. But 3 years is the maximum on one visa. I'm currently on my second, so I've got like another 2 years here on this current visa.
How long was it that you were just traveling before you moved?
I did 2 US tours before I moved, because it was kind of like a test run, I guess. Like I'd been contemplating it because I'm like, I knew this is where the industry and scene was. Because like Australia has some great shows, as you know. Like there's some crazy shows out there, but like there's only so many cities you can play, and it's like once you play. If you want to do some regional shows, you can push it to like 10 or 12. Like if you want to do some smaller like town shows, but like realistically, the major cities is like 5, 6, and like maybe New Zealand you can get like another 2 out of that. But like once you've done that, it's like you don't want to be hitting those cities every weekend. It's like you become old news if you play the same town like over and over and over again. You know, you want to keep it like exclusive. You want to play those cities like once or twice a year tops. You know what I mean? So yeah, so like I exhausted like the Australian scene basically, and it became time to do the American circuit. What was the question again? I forgot.
The question was
Like
basically
rambling.
about just, you know, getting out of Australia and making it to America. And
Yeah, I mean, fuck. In America, there's so many cities you can play that like there's 50 states basically, and within each state, there's probably like 2 or 3 markets in each state you can play. So maths, like that's 150 fucking shows you can play in a year, and by the time you've done like not even half of those, it's been enough time for you to do it again. And so like in America, you can, like, you guys are fucking lucky because you can just tour. Like you don't realistically need to leave America to make it, you know,
No.
to sustain.
Just
living,
leave
you know?
because we want to leave. We want to get out. Like I need to go somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, you know, like if you get booked in Europe or Australia, like you're not going to say no because that's like, you know, it's a free holiday, dude. It's like, you know, pretty much, and you get to meet some cool people
like us.
like
Exactly,
us,
we met.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a process, man. But like getting the visa is the hard part. Like I wouldn't even know how to go about it right now during a fucking pandemic. So let's have this conversation again.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Like
hopefully
once
that
we have a
long away.
fucking vaccine. Oh, hopefully, man. Like we're
all dying here.
We're all just scraping by, you know.
I know, scrape. Yak says you're a bitch.
Yax does? What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Okay, moving on. Hey, Yak.
In confidence.
You shouldn't. You're not supposed to tell anybody. Okay. So one of the things, let's see, there's a couple things I want to ask you about before we get into the music production stuff. The one thing that I've been thinking about going into this conversation is just, you put out your album Transcendency. What's it been, over a year? A little bit?
That was like May, I think, last year.
Yeah, so a year and a half almost. More than that? I don't know what day it is. A little bit ago. But you basically, I'm trying to think of other artists who've put out, how many tracks was it? 10? More?
13.
More, exactly.
13, yeah.
I can't think of another artist, a dubstep artist, that's done that besides Excision, I guess, maybe a while ago. But not that many is the point. And I thought that was really cool.
There's a handful, yeah.
And I think a lot of people, at least a lot of managers and a lot of just industry people, would advise against an artist putting out, at least in today's day of where every musician, every fan has music ADD and 4 tracks is 4 too many. It's like everybody's gonna tell you that the album is a bad idea. Like it's gonna get slept on, or the tracks are gonna get overlooked. And I'm curious to hear about your thought process behind that, about why you chose to do the album and how you went about putting the tracks together. Like I did an album, but it was 7.
Okay, yeah.
Or 8. But like 13, dude, that's a shitload.
Yeah. I mean, like when you add them all together, there was like 10 songs, and like there's like intro, interlude, and outro. So there's 3 songs that I mean, like it still took a lot of time.
Sure.
It all adds up, but there was 10 like playable songs, like 10 like actual songs. Like the rest were just like kind of like half songs or whatever.
Sure.
I think the main point, like me and my manager Alex, who Max is very good friends with as well.
My agent as well, my Australian agent.
An Australian agent. And Disciple, we kind of we're just trying to strategize the next like plan for phase 1 or whatever, because like I think for me, at that point I had already done like 5 EPs, and it's all, it's the same old shit. It's like, hey, here's an EP. It's like, especially when like labels just generally just want to push like 4 or 5 track EPs, right? And generally they want most of all like, if not all the songs, to be bangers.
Sure.
And so I like doing stuff outside of just doing bangers, so I think that was kind of one of the big turning points, because like there's so much of my ability that I'm able to do that is not just fucking trying to write a dubstep banger,
Sure.
So I think that was a big turning point. So we kind of got together and said, like, what's next? Like, we could do another 5-track dubstep EP or whatever. It's just like it'd be great and all, but it's like we want to like branch out and show what Graham can actually do. So I think that was it, and yeah, dude, like I think the whole process took like a year, you know, to actually write everything. You guys to say something?
I was just about to. I was just kind of thinking while you're talking about just the lasting power. I'm just reading the chat, and everyone is just hyping up Transcendency, and I'm just thinking about.
Can I see the chat somewhere, or is that?
Yeah, you can. Do you have Twitch on your phone?
On my phone, true.
Or on another window Twitch, or something. Yeah. Just pull up my stream on Twitch, and you can read the chat. But yeah, people are saying that everybody loves it. Obviously, it's great, but I think that the album, if properly executed, although like most things that take more work, have a bigger payout in theory, because like besides the track that you just put out with Excision, what have been in your releases since Transcendency?
So like 2 or 3 months ago, about 2 months ago, I did my last EP, which is basically just like a whole bunch of IDs that I was like playing out for like a year. That kind of just was like, all right, I should probably put these out eventually. And then that was pretty cool. But like that was just content, It's like trying to keep the momentum up. It's like the stuff I've written like this year is like I'm like super proud of this. I've got like 10 IDs or something. But what else have I done this year? I did like a remix for In Heart's Wake. They're an Australian metal band. I did that like basically at the beginning of quarantine. We actually did the Transcendency remix album like in April, basically like the start of like COVID quarantine. Like the remix album came out, so we had like it was like a stacked lineup. We had the fucking Upbeats do a remix of one of the songs.
Epic.
But yeah, like it was like a few guys from Disciple, but then we had like Bad Clad do a remix. Like people watching probably know all the
certainly.
Now.
Cool.
But anyway, can't remember where I was going with that.
Yeah, sure. Okay, well that's good intel upon the album thing. I mean, I want to big up you for that one because that was awesome and I enjoyed listening to it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a risk. Like it was a big risk, but like I was confident enough in like my production that it would, do well. I think it was diverse enough to capture like the attention of like not just like the dubstep kids, because like realistically there was only like 5 dubstep songs on that album. So basically there was a 5-track EP within the album. You know what I mean? So it's like I did the EP and then did a whole lot of other shit too, and kind of showed my abilities with other genres and shit.
How did you go about approaching those cross-genre collabs and artists? And how did you decide, this is why? Is it just like...
I mean, everyone knows that I've done like the whole like cross EDM metal thing for a hot minute now, since like, I don't know, the last like 6 or 7 years. But I think the biggest thing that I started doing like back then was working with metal bands, and like I think, not up until recent days, but like back then, I think I was like one of the first people to do it. So it's a weird process. Like,
were you in the studio with them?
Nope. It was all like me writing the song and sending them the song, and then just the vocalist recording vocals. Like I do all the guitar, all the drums and everything. It's just I just basically get the vocalist of the band to record it.
Sweet. So you can just like swap out their band. And just,
basically,
you do everything else. You are the band.
Yeah. I mean, like, fuck. I wish I could sing, because then I'd be like a fucking, I'd be unstoppable. But like,
sure.
Unfortunately, man does not vocal that well. I've been told I can sing, but like, not to the standards of like fucking, the good like singers. Like nowhere close, dude. I've tried. I'm like, nah.
Word. That's cool. I love that, and I also love that you also have a song with Young Buck. I'm not gonna lie, when you released that song, I was green with envy, and also in just adoration for you for doing my childhood dream. I'm from Nashville, which is
G-Unit.
You're right, precisely. I love that song too. I was just like, when I was playing your tracks before, when people were loading into the chat. Dude, Double Up has 4 million plays. 4 million streams,
Oh, really?
almost.
On Spotify?
3.9 million.
Yeah, they got
That's
playlisted
crazy.
They got playlisted in some like big like workout playlist that
Gonna
Spotify
say
like
because
curates. So it's like
it's got almost twice as much as Crash and Burn, which is your number one. But obviously, it's not as none of that matters. I just really like that song a lot.
I mean like fucking the whole like music game is like changed altogether. Like with like releasing music, you know, it's like
Yeah,
we're like artists basically kind of rely and hope on that their song gets like added to like one of the big like curated playlists. And it's like that's a lot of pressure to like you. That's what your like plays rely on.
Yeah.
Because like if you don't get playlisted, like your numbers will be you know as per normal. But like if you get playlisted by those big like Spotify playlists,
yeah,
dude, they get millions. It's like insane. And
Yeah.
it's great, but like it's like I hate I hate that we have to like play the
That
game.
matters.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
dude, it sucks, man. Because I don't know. I feel like if you don't play the game, then you get benched. But like if you don't care about that, then whatever. But we don't care about that.
yeah, I mean, you know, we do what we do, and yeah.
We have a lot of people asking about the Bone Thugs collab.
Okay, cool.
How did you go about that one?
So that's a funny one. You know Ryan
Afterthought?
Yeah, yeah. So he is like
He's
super
the
tight
king
with
of features. Yeah.
he's the king of hip hop basically. Like he's like a friend of everyone's in the scene. But he used to like tour with like a whole bunch of like big rappers, and he was like their DJ. So he's like he knows everyone in like the hip hop scene. And whenever like there's a rapper that like they always like spit verses or whatever, like they always need a producer, dude. You know what I mean? Like not
Yeah.
all rappers are producers. They need like production people to give them a beat or something, you know. Anyway, so Bone Thugs sent Ryan these 2 verses, and like he knew like that we were doing the album already. So then he sent it to us, being like, "What do you think of this?" And like the tempo they wrote the verse in was at like 130 BPM.
Mm-hmm.
So I had the song that it could work in, which is what is known as Ultima right now. I added the vocals to that song, but it obviously had to be sped up by like 20 BPM because that song was
Is that 150?
150. So like the vocals were like a little rushed, but like it still worked. And I was like, dude, it's Bone Thugs. Like you don't want to like just scrap this
or mangle their shit either, you know.
Yeah, and it worked enough. Like it was a little kind of like the vocals were like a little like some of the words were like a little rushed, but like I thought it worked enough, and like everyone agreed. So I'm like, all right, it's fucking Bone Thugs. And like they were like, the cool thing about collaborating with like outside of EDM artists is like they're super open to just like whatever. Like like old school rappers especially, like they're not like touring. I mean, they haven't like sometimes they'll do tours and stuff, but like they don't really do shit. You know, it's like this. You know, I mean, that's not true. But like,
No, you're right. No, you're
but
right.
you know what I mean. Like they'll like if you give them money, like you can get a verse from fucking like a pretty famous rapper for like maybe like a couple grand, which is like realistically pretty affordable. You know, I was lucky enough to get this for free. Like it was just like a favor of a favor, so that was cool. But yeah, it worked. It worked in the song, and dude, I don't know, we kept it. And the cool thing is, like, their whole team was like just super open to everything. Like when it came to like Spotify, like they were happy to like have them tagged on like as an artist in Spotify. So it's like,
I mean, they obviously fucked with it.
Yeah, I mean, it appears in there, like when you go to their profile, it appears in their profile kind of thing. So
that's so
like,
dope.
That's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Pretty cool, you know.
That's might be the coolest part is that they were like, yeah, we fuck with this. We're not gonna like hide behind a curtain on it, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Which is totally would be understandable, you know. Like, does Buck have your shit on his?
Good question. I'm gonna say yes, but I can't. Maybe we should have a look.
Interesting.
That album was like 3 years ago. So,
yeah.
That EP was like, yeah. So I can't fully remember, but yeah, I think he does.
Okay. All right, I have one more question before we get into this. We could probably segue a bit into production, but I wanted you to shed a little bit of light for everybody on just how you put together like unstoppable amounts of double drops and how you put together your sets.
Um, should I? Maybe I should like screen share.
Let's do it.
Should I screen share like?
Let's do it.
Record box.
It's time.
Let me figure this out. Hold on one sec. Share screen. Just desktop.
Yes, or you could share something specific if you don't want everyone to see your tentacle porn.
Well, I do have a lot of that. I think I'm just gonna do desktop.
Okay,
Let's
do
try
it.
that. And I gotta share computer sound, right?
Yep, share computer sound.
Okay,
What's up?
let's try that.
What's up, chat? How's everybody doing? We're gonna get to all the questions in a second. I'm gonna do. You can put your questions there. All right, so I think you're gonna have to change your output on record box. I'm pretty sure, but damn, what record box is this?
Dude, yeah. Funny.
Hold on.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, this is like record box like version like 3 or something. It's like super old school.
I'm so jealous.
I never updated it because like I'm like I liked the way this worked and it still works. So I never updated it. So this is like the same record box from like 5 years ago. Or
I'm
something.
so jealous.
Let's have a look at this real quick. Audio, Zoom. Sick. I mean, fuck. Let's have a look.
Let's do a test.
Dude, I mean, like realistically, I haven't DJ'd in like properly DJ'd in like 8 months. I've done a few streams and all that. Oh god.
Let's just do a test real quick to make sure we got some audio.
Is this?
Yeah, we're good.
Does that work?
I think we're gonna come through in mono a little bit, but whatever. Be all right.
I mean, God, I mean, DJing is just, I don't know, it's just lining shit up. It's just like,
I'm curious about how you set your cue points.
Yeah, so basically, this isn't like standard practice at all. Like, there's no rules. Like, basically, what I do is these you can see my mouse. These individual like cue points. I'm not actually using them like for anything. They're more just like visual cues for me, because like you can set your cues in Rekordbox, and you can see them on the CDJ when you're DJing. So these are just visual cues, basically, just to be like, this is every like 8 bars or whatever. Mm-hmm. That's literally all that is. But the cool thing is on the CDJ is you can there's the cue scroll button, like right underneath the I have some CDJs somewhere, but they're like packed away. Mm-hmm. You can scroll between these cue points. So like, just say you're like rushing or whatever, and you don't want to start there. All you have to do is press one button, and it automatically jumps to the next to the next cue. Mm. And you can scroll between all the cues that you've set. So that's kind of like a useful tool, because every like 8 bars is, you can like just say you like you're meant to start pressing play there. Mm-hmm. But then you miss that one, and you got like another 8 bars to spare, so that you press play at the next one or whatever. Mm-hmm. You know. Or if you want to play like the second drop, you can start the song later on, or you know what I mean. Sure. That's kind of my mindset around it. There's no rules. Like this is just the way I do it. You know, there's
sure.
So basically every 8 bars I've got like little cues, and the A and B, I don't even use hot cues. Like the A and B's also just visual things. Like I don't really use cues.
Oh, really?
Like I just use normal like cue play, like the cue and play buttons, not like actual hot cues or anything. So these are all just visual things for me. So like I usually just put A and B's like where I think is a good place to start the song. Uh-huh. Say there's like this is a bad example, but like say there's like a big intro or whatever. I like just pretend that A was there, like, because normally like a DJ would start the song pretty close to the beginning normally, unless they want to like scroll forward or whatever. Yeah, these are just basically little cue, like visual cues for me to be like, this is a good place to start the song. Like this is like, I don't know, like 16 bars before the drop, or like, you know, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And the B is basically like, dude, you need to mix out now. Sure. Yeah, that's basically all it is. It's like start mixing it in, stop mixing it. Like, yeah, like fucking mix in the next song. That's basically all that is. Like that, I don't use them as actual hot cues at all. So yeah, I mean, most of them, like I do a lot of editing as well. So like when if there is a song with like a huge intro and I just want to jump straight to it, I'll just edit out the intro and just do like a slight build up, and then like I think the drop starts like there. You know, it's like 16 bars there, where like Like me specifically, I do like really quick mixing, and this is my way around it. Is just like I'll edit a bunch of tracks. Like you'll see like in my record box, there's like edit. Like
Can we get a little example here? Can we do a double?
Let me find an.
Can we get is Command 8 still in record box 3?
Wait, like the like this kind of thing, that
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the double thing. Fuck yeah, let me find something appropriate. I haven't fucking done this in a hot minute.
We want it to be extremely inappropriate.
Oh god, let's like I have no idea because I don't
Probably shouldn't play any like of the company and Samplifier IDs. I guess he is in the chat.
Shit, no, I probably should not. Like, yeah, like and the other thing I like to, I mean, like everyone likes to do is just like play a lot of unreleased music. Yeah, this is kind of risky showing like any playlist because like there's going to be stuff that people don't know is coming. This is kind of risky.
If you want to just not do it, we can skip it.
Let me just find something that's out already. Fucking.
There's Behemoth.
Yeah, I mean, fuck. Let's just play this and see what happens. What's this? Is that really loud? Is that okay? It's really loud for me. Basically, like the general idea for me, like just for like visual things, as I was saying. So when that B happens, I'm gonna press like play on the A. So it's totally just a visual thing, and it's like just like when you're in a moment, like you can get like I don't know, like when you're performing, especially, it's like you can get pretty fucking like hyped up and like, dude, I've missed shit because I've just been too into the fucking music. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So having these visual cues just really helped me, and it's like it's not like I don't think it's cheating at all, to be honest. But like some people might argue that, but
really,
dude, fucking
no.
I don't know, maybe. Like I think just having like some sort of idea. I mean, like all that it means is that you've done your prep, you've done your fucking like you've put some time into your set, and I think there's nothing wrong with that. So unless anyone wants to try and fight that, but it's just visual cues for me. So anyway, I'm gonna press play on the B on the A when that hits the B. So.
So in your edits,
yeah. Anyway,
in your edits, is there an EQ cut on that edit?
No.
Weird.
No, like it's all just like normally like when you're DJing, you'll cut the bass in
sure, of course,
on one of the songs, like whichever one or both, whichever one you want to like track to play through, obviously. Yeah. So yeah,
that was weird. I don't know. It must have been because it was in mono or something, but.
Oh, maybe. Yeah,
it just sounded like a weird EQ thing. It worked perfectly.
Yeah, it's just the song, like both the songs, and like that's kind of just generally how I'll do my doubles, like triples, like I basically will have like I basically use like the second and third CDJ as like the main sources, and if the song on the left needs a double, I'll use the first CDJ as the double track. Like I'll use that for doing the double of that song. And if there's if the song I'm playing is on the third CDJ, I'll use the fourth CDJ as the double for that track. So it's I'm still trying to keep them separate. If it's a triple drop, it kind of just it's on the fly. It's like there's no real order. I'll just like whichever one I can get to first, or whichever was like the cute scroll is closest.
Right.
Like yeah, just trying to like quickly get to it or whatever. But
dope. excellent
it's
insight.
I think I don't know. It's nothing like out of the ordinary. I think it's pretty standard. Like DJing is like not that hard. You just press play and like as long as you have some sort of rhythm and like sense of like structure, like you're good, dude. Like everyone's a fucking DJ. Like this is not really like
True.
groundbreaking.
Well, I'm always curious about people's insight. I know.
Yeah,
everyone
no,
else
for
is
sure.
too.
I mean, like, I'm sure other people do it differently, and I'd probably be like, "Fuck, I should probably do it like that." But like, I just, like it works for me. So like,
Yeah, what I've always done, I didn't do the red cues. I always just do ABC, which is like C is like
Okay, yeah.
escape quickly, B is like some point
Yeah,
in
I
the
guess,
middle, and
yeah.
A is start. Same kind of exact same thing.
Yeah, I mean, like it's just a visual thing for me. So like, everyone's got their own style. Like whatever
Mhm.
works. Like, it's
Yeah.
just, as long as the music comes through, as long as you're not like fucking give him dead air.
Sure. Yeah. No. Good tips there. All right. Let's get into the production stuff here. I know everyone's fiending.
All right. Ooh, hello. All right. So this is my Ableton. This is a pretty blank stash. So what do you want to talk about first?
Well, let's see. We could start with some sound design stuff, like maybe some recent tricks, something you've been fucking with. I know one thing I would like to talk about is drums.
Yeah.
And then maybe we can talk a bit about how you do maybe some mixing tips. And then we'll talk about your special sample pack.
Yeah. Wait.
Special.
Oh, we can see. Is it like Streamception?
Yes.
We can see Streamception. You can like we can watch the streaming, but like it's kind of like delayed. I think
it's delayed by I think maybe 8 seconds or something like that.
Something like that. Streamception, dude. It's crazy.
Wild.
What's up, everybody? Wait,
fucking crazy.
Should I say hi?
Yeah,
Hello.
do it.
Hello. Nice.
Nice.
Nice. All right. Well, let's start with some drums and just kind of work our way through. I think like I just kind of created this like template session that we can just kind of like fuck with and just like maybe make something small. I don't know, and we can just go through that process and like my general kind of workflow, I guess.
Let's do that.
So I get asked this question a lot, and it's always about drums. So let's start with that. I have my own personal library of drums that I've collected over the years. For those who don't know, I used to produce and play in metal bands. So like all my bands that I played with over the years, I was always the engineer producer. So I've got a fuck ton of like just samples that I've recorded from over the years, and I've basically made this giant sample pack, which has all those. I've recorded like a bunch of guitar for the sample pack. Just like I recorded that like exclusively for the sample pack. So all up, this whole entire folder has like 1,100 samples. Like it's got all my signature sounds basically. So it's been cool because like when collabing with people or just writing a song, it's like if you're like struggling for a quick idea, dude, like I can just drop and drag the shit. So it's been really handy. Like I can see why like so many other people do it. Like like Valentin has like 1 million sample packs now, and like he just does it for himself to use. And like because I've worked with him a whole bunch, and like whenever he is producing, he's just importing shit that he's already done. You know what I mean? It's like it's obviously creative and everything, but like he's not designing something for the track. He's just made this fucking patch or sample and just drags. And it's been like a really good eye opener for me, just for some quick inspiration or whatever. So I've made my own sample pack, but now I am going to give it to people. So it comes out on Splice in like December or something.
Dope.
So yeah, you guys can have access to all this.
Plug.
Yeah, just everything is PhaseOne is in there. So yeah, let's get stuck into it. Can I move that? Yes, I can. Oh no, I can't. Yes. Oh shit, that's weird.
You can't really, but we can't see it for the record.
You can't see it?
No, it's weird.
Can I minimize it? Oh, I can hide it.
Know.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Can you? Okay.
Wait, yeah, cool. So let's have a look. So this is my drum folder. This has a bunch of different things that I use on the regular. Am I really loud or am I? Is my
good.
volume okay? Okay,
you're good.
I wasn't really sure because
let's make sure that you're. No, you sound good.
Okay. The gain on the mic is like cranked, so I wasn't sure if it was like if I was like distorting or whatever.
No, not at all.
Cool.
Change your output settings in Ableton to zoom.
Yeah, my bad. Preferences. Zoom.
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 Right,
There we go.
which is the one I use? I think I use that one a lot. So these are just a bunch of kicks, obviously. I'm starting to like quickly make like a little beat or something, just using like I'm going to do some like acoustic style drums. I don't know how many of the viewers are like experienced producers or like new producers.
We have a mix.
All right, so let's just let me just do something real quick. In your preferences, make sure you in the warp section, make sure you turn off the where is it?
Fade clips.
Fade clips, yeah.
Create fade
Make sure that's
clips
off.
onto this.
Make sure that's off. This one here, fade clips, because what that'll do is automatically put a fade on your clip like that, and like especially with drums, you're gonna lose that transient right there. So like you want to make sure that's off. So and if your like clip needs a fade, do it manually, dude. Like otherwise you're gonna lose the real punch of that transient. So that's a good starting place if somebody doesn't know that. Anyway, put that there already. Hello. All right, so let's so basically everything is kind of grouped. So I've got my little drum group. I'm just gonna add some shit to that. Let's just
Do you have anything? What are you doing as far as processing on your drum group?
Nothing yet. Okay. I'll get to that, I guess.
Cool.
But so far we're just gonna start from scratch and just go from there and just see what happens, basically.
Cool.
Is it like a light? No, it's fine.
No, you're good.
Cool. Alright, I'm just gonna quickly rush through this and just get some sort of beat going down. Cool, snare. It's kind of laggy for me, but it's fine. I'll work with it. Cool. So yeah, like all my drums are basically just programmed like this. I like a lot of people strictly like MIDI. They like to use like a MIDI drum rack to do their drums. I'm like super old school when it comes to production. Like I've been an audio engineer since like 2000 and like 3 or 4. So I'm very much like audio like engineer kind of guy. Like I'm like it works for me. So like same. I think a lot of people like that, but I like to have everything kind of just like visually in front of me. Like you can see the waveform, like you can fuck with the waveform like very like manually. It's very visual to me. So that's what works for me personally. There's no right or wrong either. Like MIDI works great for some people, and it's like it is actually probably better on your CPU when it comes to like if you have like a big song and like by the end of it like your track is lagging like crazy. MIDI does make more sense, but I just love this way of doing it. So fuck y'all. You can't control me. Fuck you, mom. Oh, shit. Okay, let's just get some cymbals in there. Cymbals. Can't go wrong with a fucking China. So all these samples you can get for yourself in December. How exciting. I don't know. Let's have a look. Dude, yeah, and that's literally how I do on drums. It's like as long as you have good samples, I think that's like the key thing to take away from like anything really. Like I've had people send me tracks and be like, why doesn't my song sound good? And I'm like, well, first of all, you're just using shit samples. Like or they're trying to over process things. If you have something that's good already, the less you have to do to it, the better. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm just gonna keep it really really basic. So I've got kick, snare, China, China like basic EQ. You just want to get rid of all the frequencies that you don't need, like basically getting rid of everything up to like there. It's like all the kicks and snares, they sit like around, you know, that end where the cymbals are more like the upper end of the frequency spectrum. I think the snare, I'm gonna even do a little bit to the snare. It doesn't need any low end. Anyway, so there's a fucking.
So I feel like when people ask you about drums, it's more like, where did you get these good ass drums?
Do just recording and layering as well. Like there's a few things that you can like get, like all this stuff is original, but like songs stuff I've used in songs is often like, yeah, everyone's fucking used a couple of like splice samples here and there, you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. Like you can create your own samples in Serum and everything, which I've done a whole lot for this sample pack. But like, it's not necessary. Like, you know, it's like, why spend 10 minutes trying to make a kit we can just drop and drag on? Like, it's I think to me, quick workflow is more important than trying to like, unless you're trying to make something like really different or really unique. But like, if you're just trying to make a kit that's, you know, you have already, dude, like drop and drag, dude. There's nothing wrong with that. So I wish you could see the chat because I don't really know what's going on.
I got you. We have a few questions just about
the one my phone's
music
not
production
really
stuff.
Yeah, hit me with some questions while we're going, because like there's no bad time for questions.
Paul wants to know if you're going to collab with North Lane more and bring him to your future tour.
Well, whenever touring happens, I hope. But yeah, I mean potentially. You know, like me and the North Lane guys are, I think, pretty tight. Like we go back pretty far because me and the original bassist used to like fuck around with like a band. Like we're all from the same city, so like everyone used to just. I think I played in like 5 or 6 different bands, and like we used to just swap members from every different like band, just like, and just like jam out and play a couple of shows here and there. Nothing serious. So I've known those guys for a while, and so I mean, like we could easily do something again, but we'll see what happens. You know, I don't really have any immediate plans to collab with them again, but I do. I'm trying to like keep it fresh and like collab with different artists and different bands currently.
Totally.
So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. But like going in the future, definitely. Yeah, they're incredible musicians. Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, you gonna say something?
So we've got looks like we got a little drum meeting.
All right. So like, let's let's quickly delve into like the metal side of things that I do first, just really quick.
Let's do that.
So basically, a plugin that I have been using over probably like the last year, like you hear it in like a fair bit of my production. It's actually just a fucking guitar plugin. It's called Heavier 7-string. I've talked it up a fair bit. I hope I've got them a bunch of sales, hopefully. But yeah, dude, it's like a metal guitar. It's like, it sounds pretty realistic. It doesn't sound like super like authentic, but like, dude, you can like fucking, let's do an example real quick. Like the best way to do it is like they have like a whole bunch of like preset like patterns that you can just like literally just like drop and drag in, and
oh, that's convenient.
I just use this more for tone. So for example, let's just do I'm gonna try and do something with that drum beat real quick. Fuck. Try not to bore everyone. Production is really slow and boring, but I'm trying to make it seem fun and interesting.
You're doing great.
You're doing great, pal.
You really are.
Great. I struggle under pressure, but let's do this.
There's no pressure here.
There's a fucking guitar now, dude. Is that lagging for everyone, or is that just me?
I mean, Zoom likes to eat up CPU, and that seems like a very CPU eating up type of.
Sure.
plugin.
Yeah, I mean, this is actually like my second time using Zoom, so I'm super fresh. I'm too old for this shit, dude. So in here, wait. So you can actually change like using like the modulation setting. You can change so they're like open notes. If you like bring it up there, it's like chug notes, like
Oh, sick.
guitar chugs. Yeah, it's like super like you basically have to use all these like little MIDI parameters to like make anything out of it. There's like there's like all sorts of little like MIDI data entry things that you can use to change how it sounds, but like you don't really have time to like delve into it. But like it's a cool plugin. So I'm just gonna just make a little chug sesh to go with that fucking drum beat. Let's get a drum beat going at the same time. Oh wait.
Oh, hello.
We'll get to this in a bit. That's just a fucking soul wave.
People still don't know that.
Yeah, dude, super. So dumb, so
Let's
basic.
fucking go.
Yeah, that's super dumb, but cool. But yeah, this plugin is like one I've used in a lot of my songs, but like it's never like that prominent. Like I usually use it as like a layer, so it's like I do record a lot of my own guitar, especially this year. I've kind of stopped using this plugin a bit because I just kind of just want to play guitar, dude. You know, I'm like super old school like that. So I don't use this plugin as much anymore, but it is actually. Let me just make another instance of this. It is actually really sick for like bass guitar, rock bass. This one's pretty cool.
I think that's always something I'm kind of looking for, because if you're looking for something in between like a low synth and above a sub bass, like an actual real bass guitar, I mean, I feel like without a massive contact library, sometimes it's a bit tricky to find a good bass guitar.
No, for sure. But yeah, this one's sick. I think it's like it's realistic enough. Like it's still EDM, you know. Like I've always said that. It's like it was like, you know, it's like it doesn't have to be fully realistic. Like
right.
Like I mean, especially for like what I do, it's like it's still like an EDM song, but like with like metal like influence or infused stuff, you know.
Sure.
So it's like it doesn't have to be like this fucking like crazy realistic thing or whatever, you know.
I think that's part of what people like about it, is that it's not.
Yeah, I mean like with my style of mixing as well, like generally on if I was like producing a metal record, you know, like those records are way like the mix downs and the mastering and everything, it's way more dynamic and like mid-rangey, but like EDM's just like fucking like wall of sound, like this super low sub bass is like super high frequency, like everything, it's like full range frequency spectrum, where metal's way more dynamic and like I think interesting. But so basically the way that I've figured out, well not figured out, but like that I make like these sections work with like an EDM song is like I add a sub to it. So that's not really normal practice within like rock production or anything, is adding a fucking like dubstep sub to
How do you normally make your subs?
Serum, just straight up sine wave, just nothing like super basic. That's what was playing before. This fucking thing is like literally all it is just a fucking sine wave, nothing happening, and I've just got a saturator at fucking yeah, that's it. And like sometimes if it like gets a little bit too hectic, I can just like take out some of those frequencies, but like generally I just kind of leave it how it is. And
that is a pleasant curve.
What?
That high cut looks oddly pleasant to me.
That one?
Is it because it's because the third band, or is it because it's because the second band is on high cut?
Oh yeah.
Oh, so that was like a rare shape I haven't seen in a while. That's nice. I like it. It's 3 high cuts. It's nice. It's beautiful. I love it.
Like there's not much difference. I don't know if you'll be able to hear the difference like on your home speakers, but like this is without it. This is with it. It's just like a little less kind of like muddy. Like like a lot of the songs that I've been writing these days are in like they're in like D, which is like a really fucking low frequency and like almost too low for some speakers and subwoofers, depending on your system. Like it really only works effectively properly on like a fucking PK system. You know what I mean? But when it is on a PK system, like nothing hits harder than the songs in like D, in the key of D. Like they're so fat, and so a lot of the songs I've been writing recently are in D, but like I'm like I kind of regret it because I'm like, well, they're not really going to be played out on a fucking like system anytime soon. So I'm like, shit, like most people are going to be listening on their headphones or like computer speakers.
I definitely wrote a track in C# before I went on tour with Jeff. I was like, I know it's gonna sound great, but it's gonna sound terrible in the car.
Yeah, but like I think if you've got like a good like some like these headphones, they're just the Audio Technica MX50s or ATH M50X. They're you can hear like you can even hear like C, like a really fucking like C0. You can hear that at a pretty fucking good volume.
At 34 hertz.
It's like next to like almost like audible, like. But like that's more the point where you just fucking feel it in your chest. Like you can't even fucking like hear it. It's just like it's more about the feeling, and that's what like, and that's why Excision has like a billion subwoofers, because like it's all about that fucking like low sub,
Totally.
And like
brainwash.
And that's why I don't know if there's any news to anyone watching, but like that's why dubstep, specifically like bass music, is written literally kind of specifically between like 5 keys. They like most commonly like the songs are written between like I'd say like D and like F sharp tops. Any higher than that, you're gonna lose that energy in your sub. Especially when playing out live, you're gonna lose that fucking that fucking that feeling that everyone feels at like a fucking show. You know what I mean? And anything lower than like a D or a C sharp, like you're gonna lose the power of that as well because it's too low.
Right.
So that's why like most dubstep songs are like written in like D sharp, E, F. Like I think F used to be the fucking common one. Then,
even F sharp.
Huh?
Even F sharp was like, I remember when I was starting, F sharp was my favorite for a while.
F sharp's cool as well. It just depends what vibe you're going for. There's no rules as long as it works, and like Anyway, but that's like literally all my dubstep songs are written in those like 4 keys.
I think that's kind of the rule.
That's kind of the rule.
Science.
Like,
it's not opinion.
Like literally science.
It's
like
science.
Not even just like I don't know, man. Like that sounds weird. Like it's like it comes down to like fucking science. So anyway, where were we were talking about the guitar.
Well, I think we were talking about guitars.
Let me just do this real quick. So basically, the way I lay out my session is like everything has
A sharp is bad, just so you know. Don't, if you're gonna write dubstep, don't do A sharp. Just saying.
Probably unlikely.
So I'm just reading the chat. Someone said they
A
sharp. Come here, Charlie.
Is that what, Charlie Dirty Phonics, Charlie? Or?
No, it's my dog.
Oh wait, you said Jelly or Charlie?
I have Jelly and Charlie now.
How's Jelly doing?
Jelly's doing great. He's under the table right now. Last night he rolled in some essential oils, which was worried me a little bit, but he's okay.
Dude, check this out.
I was gonna ask you. I
got a puppy like 4 months ago.
I think I saw that on Twitter. What's your puppy's name? Oh,
her name is Zelda.
Zelda. She said, "Let me spit."
Hey Zelda, say hi. Say
hello, Zelda.
Hello.
Hello, Zelda.
Yeah, she's only like, I think now she's like 7 months old or something. Cause like we got her when she was like 3 months, and it's been like 5 months. So it's about 8 months maybe.
She looks like a good girl.
And yeah, she's great. She's great. She's been a blessing during this fucking quarantine.
Right.
Anyway, back to business. Sorry,
back to business.
A lot. So basically, when I'm doing anything to do with like my general production, is I will high pass the guitars. Like normally in like a rock or metal song, like you want to let this is the bass. normally like you'd let that fill the low end, but because this is an EDM song, that we're gonna make it an EDM song, we're gonna high pass it around, I don't know, just anything above 100 is pretty good, because you want to let that sub kind of fill in that low end. So I've got the sub low pass to under 100, so that's filling out that frequency spectrum, where the guitars are filling out kind of like that mid range kind of, and getting rid of that low shit. So we can play it together. Let's this is gonna be silly, so silly.
How do you like to sidechain?
Okay, should we do that real quick? Because
Just a quick question. I'm just jumping around everywhere.
yeah, I mean, there's no order, there's no real order to this. So
I was just curious.
So basically, this is kind of generally how I'll do like this is like a really rough example, but like how my my session will look. So basically, these are all the different groups of things. In Ableton 10, this has been a fucking godsend, because it's changed the way it's changed the way I produce like fully. You can group within groups. Like, I'm sure everyone knows that, but if you didn't, now you know. So basically, everything but the drums is my sidechain group. And then plugins, I use Volume Shaper. I think that's very common these days. I don't know. Is what you do, Max? Or
yeah, I use Volume Shaper. I recently have been on just the utility hype, but
okay, yeah, I mean, I do a lot of that as well.
The last project I made, I did both.
It's very manual. Like I think depending on the song, it calls for like a lot of the songs that I do where there's like an EDM section and a metal section. For the EDM section, I'll use Volume Shaper, and then in the like the metal section, I'll do like a really a really subtle. It's way shorter than this one here.
Sure.
But like I do it using just the utility, because like it's right there in front of you. You can control the curve and everything. Let's just do it. Let's just do it as well, just for example's sake. Go away. Utility. So that I think this is what you do as well, Max. You just you just fucking draw it in.
I basically make that shape in Volume Shaper. I don't know why, but like
fucking like yeah. Because like the funny thing is the in Ableton like 9. The utility only actually used to go to like minus 36 dB.
Right. Now it goes to infinity.
So the practice of that didn't really make sense, because it would like it still worked, but like it only went to like minus 36 dB. With the Ableton 10, the utility actually goes to infinity, so like a complete silence.
Right.
So it makes way more sense to use it these days. Like you could just draw a shape like that, like boom, like there's your fucking like sidechain. And you can just like literally copy and paste that, like boom, 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 like that's your sidechain. The way I like to do it, still, I just like the Volume Shaper. I trust it, I guess.
Yeah.
So basically, what I'll do is in the sidechain section, I'll make a new MIDI. It doesn't have anything on it. It's just like it's just MIDI, like blank MIDI notes, basically. Oops. Why isn't this working? There we go.
There we go.
There we go. My fingers are fat, so they hit the wrong keys. Yeah, so like that's basically a MIDI note. Something to note is take a look at like the default velocity. I think is 100 or whatever for the MIDI. Let me open it up a bit so you can. It's probably very small for everyone. See that the MIDI note is actually sitting at 100. So that means you're only getting you're not getting full velocity from that MIDI note. So make sure you bring it all the way up to 127.
Wow.
Yeah, good thing to know, because otherwise that's kind of like the equivalent of your gain not going down to infinity. You're not getting like the way the MIDI note affects the volume shaper. So basically, each of these MIDI notes you basically have to set. Where is this? So I'm setting this this MIDI to my sidechain group, and then it automatically goes to the volume shaper, because that's the only plugin on the on the group.
Right.
So basically, what that means, I mean, I'm sure everyone knows this already, but like every time one of these MIDI notes is triggered, it's triggering this sidechain to duck right at that second. So it's doing a little duck. So basically, it's allowing your like everything that's in this group here. It's ducking the sound to allow your drums to like punch through. That's basically all it is. Like I'm sure everyone knows that already. Anyway, that's how So everything but the drums is being sidechained. So the drums are just doing their fucking thing. These days, I've actually been incorporating this little transient as well. I don't know if I think a few people have been doing this, but it's like you've got your normal drums, but then on top of every transient, like every kick or snare, I've been adding this little bad boy, which essentially all this is. All this is basically just fucking like this is a bad kick, for example. But you're just basically just grabbing the first like little punch of the sound and like adding that just for like extra effect, and it just adds like a transient to every kick or snare or like however you want to do it. But I've got this one already set up, so it's just like it literally sounds like that. So it sounds kind of shit, but like in the mix, it really brings forward your transients on your kick or snare. Like it's hard to explain unless like we're playing it in the song.
Is there any sort of processing that you're doing on that transient?
Nope, it's literally just like the
click.
Let me get a better sample that I'm using, but like it's like kick, for example, like yeah, for example, like this one, that's way better. So literally, it's literally just fucking it's just that basically, maybe a little more like and then for copy and paste sake, I just fucking like this, all I'm doing is really that, and then just copy and paste, boom 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 boom, and that's your transient, and it just sounds, that's all it sounds like, but it really adds like this extra kind of like punch to your kick and snare. And like the way I mix and master as well, I literally have nothing on the master chain except like a fucking like soft clip. So well, that's a lie. During like the whole song, what I generally do is kind of like I'll have like a limiter and some processing, like just general like subtle like OTT on the whole mix, like on the master. But when the drop happens, I turn it off. This is it here. I already had it here just for convenience sake. So all like my mastering chain is literally just this. There's like a bit of EQ, which has like some dips in like the harsh frequencies, and like this like gets rid of some mud, gets rid of some harshness. Tiny bit of OTT at 5%. It's like nothing. Same as this, same kind of thing. Then there's like a tiny bit of like EQ doing the same thing. It's just like this general kind of curve, like getting rid of some harsh stuff. And then there's a limiter. So like the limiter is the main thing here, because during my like heavy like EDM drop sections, there's no limiter, and that really opens up the tune into this really like
interesting,
really loud section basically, and it really allows those transients to punch through. Because I find like I used to have like a mastering chain, and like the drops just didn't sound like punchy enough, I guess. And I think, you know, like there's so many producers that still use that method, and I honestly, like, it sucks because I don't play their songs because I can tell they've done the same thing as that, and like the songs just don't punch through enough. They're very like brought back and like almost muddy. It kind of muddies up the mix, I find. Like we're talking strictly EDM here. Like if we were talking about like actual engineering, this is like completely wrong. You know what I mean?
Sure.
This like the whole like engineering game has changed fully because like the digital realm has opened up so many fucking doors for experimentation, and like you can clip, like clipping back when it was like fully analog. Wrong. Nah, right. You don't do that. Nowadays you can clip and make it sound fucking good. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what dubstep is. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's and like these things, like I used to use the returns all the time for like reverb and delay. Dude, I fucking hate that shit now. It like
really?
I find, yeah, dude. Because like realistically, like when you add like if you're doing it individually to each like what's a good example, like fucking guitar. If you add reverb and delay to your fucking something in the mix, there's way more control of just having it on that specific element. I found when I was using the returns, my mix was kind of it was clouded. It made it less clear because like I was sending a lot of things to this prefixed reverb and delay. Where I find if you can set it more individually, if you're like just adding it to the actual element that you want and make it more refined to that specific element. Because I feel like that so many mixes these days, like it gets there's so much room taken up by this reverb that like it makes the mix sound a little, I don't know, busy and like kind of a little, I don't know, messy. So my use of like reverb and delay have been like way more minimized these days, because like I find I get much cleaner results just doing it this way and like using it like automating it. Like if you've got like 30 things like all routed to this one return and you're trying to automate it, it's like maybe you don't want some of those things being automated with that, like you know what I mean? So I find and like adding like internal plugins into your mix isn't into each individual. If you have like 100 instances of like the Ableton reverb and delay, dude, it's not going to add a whole lot of craziness to your CPU. So like you can smash a billion of those things on there and it's not going to affect it too much. So like don't be afraid to like do that. I've really stepped away from using the returns. Like they're fully useful, like don't get me wrong, but like I've just found it like I can get cleaner mixes doing it like more manually. Anyway, I'm rambling. Anyway, fuck.
Let's get into some sound design.
Yeah. Anyway, let's have a look at this. Okay, Max.
I'm just so many people are just like sound design.
Yeah, sorry guys. I'm just trying to.
No, this is all really valuable intel. I like the idea of. I kind of understand the idea about no sends. I do like the idea of some effects on parallel. Like recently, using parallel distortion has been a cool thing.
Nice, yeah.
Especially with things like trash or something that just like oftentimes could be potentially too intense.
Max, do I have like really quick time to pee while you tell some jokes or something?
Yeah. I'll tell some jokes for sure. Go pee.
I'm so sorry, everybody. I know.
Dude, the reality is I have to pee too. So like,
should we take a 2-minute intermission or?
Yeah, we're gonna play. We're gonna do a BRB real quick, and we're gonna play.
Nobody leave. We have to.
Don't leave. We haven't gotten into the dank yet.
All right. I need to prepare myself for this.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah. All you motherfuckers, let's go. Turn the fuck up. All crazy motherfuckers, let's go crazy. Go crazy. Let's go crazy. Go crazy. Let's go crazy. Turn up. I said, all you crazy motherfuckers, let's go crazy. We crazy. Let's go crazy. Go crazy. Let's get crazy. Yeah. Mosh pit. Yeah. I am on some mosh pit shit. What? Turn the lights off, we gon' lock all of the doors in this bitch. Hey. Push them all. Break them all. You too hot inside them clothes, girl, take them all. I'm about to lose my mind. I'ma do 2 lines. I'ma pop 2 pills. Hit this weed a few times. Like this motherfucker up and burn this motherfucker down. Set this motherfucker up and turn it all the way around. Blow. I'm about to lose my mind. Turn up. Like this motherfucker up and burn this motherfucker down. Mosh pit shit.
Okay. Rhythm broke the stream. Let's see what's going on here. Boom, boom, boom. How does one parallel distort? Basically, what you do is like what Graham was talking about you setting up a send. Basically, you can put anything on that send. You just need to make the dry wet 100%, and then anything is that. So, how's everybody doing? Trippy, Nicolette, Endorphin, Ad Trio, COVID boys. Oh, god damn it.
That's good.
I'll just run through the chinat.
Yeah.
Just saying what's up.
I think
when you stream and chat and drink water, it's bound that urination.
Dude, yeah. yeah. I've been like rambling for like the last almost hour and a half. It's like I never talk this much. So
Ad Trio wants to know if they're getting beanies for the winter season.
Hasn't been really spoken about, but
no, you're not.
Yeah,
right.
No. I think I'm probably gonna do a jersey next. I think everyone's asking about it, so it's like I think that has to be done. I guess like the Americans love the jerseys. You know what I mean?
Those fucking Americans.
Fucking Americans, man.
Dragon wants to know when the next PhaseOne song is.
Good question.
That song is so old.
So old, dude.
2014.
Like 6 years. Yeah, 6 years old. Wow. All right, so let's do some sound design. I'm sorry for everyone watching that. I've just been like rambling. I'm just trying to like
No, this has been good intel. No, I love this.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like the reason I did it is because I thought it'd be different to the way I know your other sections would go. Because I feel like most people would just try and be like, hey, here's some serum presets, whatever. It's like, yeah.
Sure.
I mean,
I like this. Everybody's loving
like...
this. You're good. Nobody left when we went pee. We actually went up 2 viewers.
Oh, amazing. I mean, okay, so for me, sound design is like totally like trial and error. Like I don't have any rules or anything. Like you got some MIDI. The only thing that I do that's pretty uniform is hey, shut up.
Nope. Yep. Oh, you triggered.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Oh, shut up. Oh my god.
Ah!
The neighbors are home. Zelda, shut up. Hey.
All good.
So pretty much the only thing that I really do that's uniform with any sound design is I use some OTT basically.
And Corpus on 100?
Yeah, but the gain's at -15 though.
Aye.
Yeah. So to me, this is like a way of adding like almost like an extra oscillator, but like or some like tonal presence kind of thing. So like you've got the tune, and I basically tune that to the key that it's in. So like you, let's just do something in E for example's sake. Is E. So I mean, like a lot of my sound design is honestly, it's just basic shapes. I just like will just distort a whole lot of shit. I don't really know what to talk about specifically, but let's just do this.
How about this? How about we make, and we won't spend forever on sound design.
Yeah.
Let's just make 2 sounds.
Cool.
Let's make a
Screechy boy,
and then let's make a growly boy kind of chugger or something.
Yeah. Cool. Well, there's no real fucking rules to it. It's like everything's been done already, so it's like it is hard to sound unique these days. But I can't be a fucking genius on pressure, but let's just fucking make something, I guess.
Yeah, let's have fun. Don't worry.
Yeah, so let's
I think I'm more curious about like just go-to tricks and stuff like that. I think what people want to see. I don't think don't worry about making anything reinventing the wheel here.
Why can't I hear that?
Your group is off.
Oh. Yeah, smart boy. There's an E. Dude, Screechy Boy is like, that's like the fucking, has been the trend for like what the last year or two,
wow,
almost. Dude, it's like you could literally just open a fucking like Serum init patch and like you've already got that sustained note. So like, man, like you can make something in like 3 seconds. Like I think like probably the most accessible way is just to do FM from B. You know, just make sure the second oscillator is off, because you're going to be getting artifacts from that when you fuck with the level of the FM. So I mean, fuck, dude, like already like, nothing's happened, and like I didn't do anything, and like.
Can you turn off that your OTT audio effect rack?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, without it, it sounds pretty similar, just like way less. And like if you want even higher, you can just add more semitones. It's all about finding the sweet spot. Like my sound design is like super trial and error. I don't have any sort of like routine or flow. I just fuck with it until it sounds good. So like with back in the day, I used to have like a separate sub. So I used to all my basses and patches I would high pass up to like just over 100 hertz, kind of like the way I did before.
Do you not do that anymore?
Not anymore. Like I these days I try and make sure that all the sub is coming from the patch itself.
Interesting.
I find I don't know, like there's something about the way it sounded to me that sounded like you didn't lose anything. Like when I was
Partica, thanks for the raid. What up? Big raid. Big raid energy.
What's a raid?
A raid is when someone else who's streaming takes all of their viewers and comes over. So Partica just brought 40 people in.
Woo!
Ow!
40 people, dude.
Yes.
I don't even know 40 people, man. That's crazy.
I know. I don't know any people.
What is humans? Anyway, so like this is like just some basic fucking like I didn't do anything. There's already a Screechy Boy just from doing that.
Sure.
You know, you want to make it more interesting, so let's just do like some filtering. Like let's do a fucking I don't know what's this. Nah, that's boring. Let's do a fucking. I do love the reverb filter. You know what I mean? Like without it, with it, it's like just adds like a whole fucking another presence to it, and like you can automate that shit as well. So it's like you can get a whole lot of like different tones out of it. And a cool thing that I do very, very commonly is go to the matrix. It's blank right now because we haven't done anything. But I will set any of the LFOs. This is user number 1 for example's sake, and I'll set that to like something pretty quick. It's like a 16 note. And then you set the destination as the master tune, like the global tuning of the song. And then I usually just raise it by like 1 semitone. You can see it there. It's 1. And essentially what happens is, and what I'm going to do is the auxiliary is going to be the mod wheel. So basically what happens, if you can see my mouse, the mod wheel is going to affect how much vibrato, basically, because this is when the note, that long note is playing, this LFO here is going to go up and down really quickly at 16 notes. And the higher I have my mod wheel, the more vibrato you're going to get on this sound. And you can also set that to, we should also set that to the reverb filter, so that moves as well. So we can do that by, I think it's LFO, effects, God, so many things here.
I think it would be in filter, right?
Wait, oh yeah, filter, my bad.
The cutoff.
The cutoff, yeah. I was looking at the wrong thing. As I say, I have no.
No.
So same kind of deal. You just want to like add a little bit to that. So basically, you'll see it. So I'm gonna press and hold the note, and when I do that, you're gonna see this move. You won't see the volume move, but you'll hear the volume go up and down really quickly in 60 notes just by 1 semitone. So So this is by itself, and this is with the vibrato. You know what I mean? So it's like really quick, like it's just like alternating, like going up and down on this triangle sort of shape, really quickly for the patch. And the cool thing is like you automate that, so like you know, like it's almost like the way I would play guitar is like if you're doing like a solo kind of thing, you hold a note and you'd slowly progress into the vibrato kind of thing. So like, for example, let's just make this fucking patch. Let's make it like a long one. So we can so I've got the mod wheel set as the automation point. I'm just gonna like raise it like that. So basically all that's doing is the mod wheel is increasing the vibrato as the patch is played. So it starts off like a straight note, and then it increases into this like kind of vibrato note. So I do that like on a lot of long boys.
It's a pretty good long boy.
Pretty long boy, and you can like, you know, you can fuck with it. You can automate a whole lot of other shit, like doing that like full like. Another thing I like to do in terms of filtering is I like to have the pan like slightly off. It creates like a bit of like a stereo effect, like depending what filter you're using. But like for example's sake, I'll play it like at normal, and then I'll play it like fully like. You actually no, you won't be able to hear.
We're in mono.
We're in mono. Fuck. Okay, pretend we're not in mono for a second because of Zoom or whatever. But like you get some crazy like separation in the patch. So like I generally kind of like to put it like slightly outside of like unison, and like because you get some pretty cool separation. Like especially using reverb filters and like comb filters and everything. Like you get some like cool stereo separation. But dude, yeah, there's a fucking screechy boy, dude. I didn't even fucking do anything, you know what I mean? It's like my effects is nothing right now. My OTT is not even on. Let's, you know what I mean? Like there's a whole lot of other shit you can do as well, but like I generally like to add like a bit of dimension to the fucking patch. Super subtle shit, distortion. I've been fucking around with like a lot of I don't know, so much shit you can do, but like that's like you know, straight up screechy boy. But yeah, I think boy. Yeah, I mean, fucking, there's nothing better than distorted square waves. I think the key thing to take away from this like post processing, like sometimes I'll even have like 3 OTTs going at once. It depends on the patch, but like I've just got this little OTT.
Oh.
Set. Oh. TT.
Oh. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So I think like the corpus really adds like an extra. It's almost like an extra oscillator. That's what I find. It just kind of adds like a little extra tonal presence to it. There's no wrong or right. That's what I like to do.
I like that corpus. That's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. And like you just have it on like a really short decay, so like you're not getting too much like if I brought that right up. I mean,
perfect.
Cool.
It did sound kind of
like,
cool.
It did sound kind of cool, but like, you know, like it's as this like extra kind of tonal presence. I don't know the mathematics behind it, but it's cool. OTT is just like fucking, you know, it's almost like standard practice just to get your sound like
certainly
like white, like bright and like loud and aggressive. And then like, dude, yeah, crank the saturator, dude. Like, don't be afraid to distort your shit as like within taste. Like, don't you know, actually distort it, but like digitally distort it. Dude, that's more than fine. Like, listen to half the dubstep tracks out there. They're fucking crazy distorted.
All right. How about I mean, I guess I'm more curious, and I think other people are too, about like what you do for us, like a sound that's a simple sound in Serum, but as far as post processing goes.
Yeah, I mean that's I think that's a huge chunk of it.
Yeah.
Let me get into something a bit more like detailed.
Let's do that.
Let's do that because so basically, this is literally, this is a new channel here. All I've got, let's turn that off. I've just got an inner patch with just a fucking saw wave. It's like really uninteresting. It sounds like this. Wait, sounds like this. Wait,
Mm-hmm.
why isn't this working? Oh wait, what am I doing wrong? Max.
I think it's
Is my wait? Is it working?
no, it is.
Why isn't that one working?
That was odd. Is it because? Oh, you know why? Because you have the utility at 0 at the beginning of at bar 17 because you were doing the example. If you just scoot that clip over.
Oh my god, yeah.
That is honestly the one downfall that I've come across recently using utility to sidechain. Is that when you try to just play it off bar 17, it's just like no.
Yeah, yeah. Also, this quick side note. On my individual groups, on my buses, like my bases bus, I use disperser actually. I don't know if this is right or wrong, but like it kind of just adds like. I'm not sure how this plugin works, but it sounds sick and like.
I'm not positive either. I do know that I've set up when you like use a bunch of them in a row. They're pretty. It's almost like a weird OTT. But like I don't know what it does either. But I know that it eventually can create this like pitch squeaky thing at the beginning.
Yeah. I mean, like for me, it kind of just adds like this. It's almost like a delayed frequency. Like the frequency that you select, it's almost like a delayed like. That frequency is like slightly delayed, and like I don't know how it works.
Yeah, it sounds cool.
Like,
it does sound cool.
For example, like this is just an init patch. That's wait, where is it? This is without it. This is without it. Sounds like a fucking init patch. This is with it. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
It almost sounds like it's underwater or something. But
yeah.
I don't fucking know. I don't know the math behind it, but like I use it like all the fucking time, and you can automate it to like you can shift like certain like real subtle frequencies.
Mm-hmm.
Like not doing it right now, but you can do that. But yeah, my basis bus, I have that, and I'll generally have some like widening as well. This is just like some pass effect. It's all it is basically is really it's just like a bit of delay. So like each like your stereo is going to be like a little wider just by using some delay, and you've also got like your unaffected original, and then you've got like you can just add in how much delay you want to each to your left and right.
Mm-hmm.
So it just adds like a slight bit of a stereo presence.
Sure.
Anyway.
Word.
That's not it. That's it. Yeah. This is without it. That's with it. You can't hear it anymore because this is a mono. I'm just wasting my time. All right, so let's do some cool sound design thing. This is a cool rack I made. This is how you get like your Skrillexy sounds.
Hey, COVID boys, if you want to donate to PhaseOne's Venmo and it's asking for the last 4 digits of his phone number, you can just donate without doing that. You can just you can skip the phone number part.
Please send me money. I can't afford to buy dinner, so if
this is a serious thing. None of us have money.
We're scraping by. We're struggling artists.
Yeah, it sucks.
But
you want to be a DJ now?
Yeah, woo! All right,
Okay.
so let's delve into this. This is one of my favorite kind of sound design tools. So basically, this is as you saw, it's just a straight up init patch saw wave. And basically what we're going to do here is we're going to do like a notch filter here. And I've got that macroed into here. So macro 1 is controlling the frequency of this. So, I mean, like, if I was to play that normally, you're only going to hear that really kind of like muddy, like right there is like, well, like
crap,
like 300 hertz is like super like, you know, mid-rangey low end. But basically what you want to do is like once again, back to distortion, is you're gonna distort the shit out of it. So you're gonna get that really kind of muddy sound and just add like a fuckload of like saturated to it, a whole lot of OTTs. I've got like also again some corpus, some chorus as well, just for a bit of stereo. This is accentuate. This one is also
it's following
macro.
along with that band pass, right?
Yeah. You'll see it. Yeah. So the band pass and the the EQ is following the same thing. So when I move the macro here, you'll see them both move. So like basically this one is capturing the frequency, this one is accentuating it. So I'm gonna get rid of that. Dude, a whole lot of OTT. So basically what you're doing is you're getting that sound and just basically just distorting the shit out of it. Because from doing that, you get so many like really interesting like artifacts of the sound. But like you got to be careful because you don't want to over distort it. But like it's all like really subtle trial and error.
Is that auto filter frequency also mapped to the same bandpass?
So this one is separate. So this one is mapped to just the second macro.
Okay.
So let me just minus it real quick so you can see it. So when I move this one moves, and this one's more curating like that.
Right.
I mean, I sound like an idiot, but like you'll hear it when I play it. And then again, once after that, I'm just distorting it a whole lot again. Like it's honestly just a whole lot of random shit, really. That's not even on. I can delete that. But because you are distorting it so much, you're gonna get a whole lot of like mess of sound. So like, a gate is really important. So like, this is gonna cut off like, all that fucking like noise that you're gonna get from all that that fucking stuff you're distorting.
Sure.
And then once again, there's more OTT. I just like went to town on the shit. So this is actually split into two frequency bands. This one is just, straight up just the sub, the sub of the patch, and all the grit comes from this this boy which I was showing you before. So it's actually cut off.
It looks like a camel.
It does look like a camel. It does look like a camel. So that's cut off to let the sub shine through, but this is just, like you're gonna get all your like your crazy sounds from this chain. So let me just give you an example.
I think it's also important to note that low cut at the very end is at the very end.
Yeah,
like, it needs to be at the end.
Very important, like because like a lot of people will do like the EQing early in the chain, but if you have like other things that are gonna like accentuate and like brighten and like fatten your sound after that, it's gonna bring back some of that low end, especially when you're using like OTT. It adds like a whole lot of like noise basically. So like important note is add your like make sure you have, depending on the chain, but like make sure your EQ is at the end,
right?
So you can cut off those certain frequencies or sounds or whatever, depending. Like there's no fully rules, but like yeah, as long as it like makes sense to you mathematically.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's hear it.
So this is it's a sound, but like, so basically I'm going to automate these two macros because now that we've got these frequency bands set up, we can automate that and make it sound like super, like give it some movement. You know what I mean? So let's automate this one. I'm just gonna do some random shit. Fuck it. Yeah, that looks cool. And this one, let's do this. Pew. Interesting.
So crazy.
Yeah, wait, it's got even lower. It needs to be like. Yeah, that sounds nice, right? Yeah. So basically, like what you're hearing is this part here. You're basically getting the sound of that frequency, but with like a whole lot of distortion after it. You know what I mean? So it's like it's almost like it's like maybe not, but it's kind of like the the kind of Skrillexy sound that he was doing. Like, yeah, I mean, like you just have to mess with like. It's pretty fat, and then you can like this is just the inner patch as well. You have to remember there's nothing's happening in Serum yet, like literally nothing. Like fuck, dude, let's do this. Like just for example's sake, I'm gonna fucking record my voice, and we're gonna do the same kind of thing to my voice. So let me this is some cool sound design shit because it really shows that you don't have to be a fucking genius at fucking Serum. You can literally have the inner patch and make some cool shit. You know what I mean? So let's like get my microphone going in. I guess I just do that. I'm gonna record my fucking voice. Just I'm gonna hum something. Hello. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
It's like super delayed for me.
Yeah.
I'm mute that. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Wait. Yo. Is that coming through? Yeah. All right.
Perfect.
Like
hello.
Sorry.
First off, it goes.
No.
It sounded sick. It sounded sick with the drums. That's your scream.
But like, you know what I mean? Like that's like I'm fucking burpee or something. But if I add that same fucking effect track to that, like, I don't know what it's gonna sound like, but like,
it's gonna sound sick.
It'll probably be cool. Like, and you can make some like cool rhythms out. Like if you like fuck with the automation a whole lot. All right, let's I'm just gonna copy these. Whoa, this is weird. Oh wait, I copied the wrong thing. Did I? No.
Well, I think it's just that beginning.
Yeah, here we go. All right. So let's yeah. Let me just quickly. I need to kind of make this. I'm gonna put it there. Okay. Like that's my fucking voice, dude. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
That's without it. And if I like, for dubstep's sake, let's lower that fucking audio sample by like a fucking octave.
Oh, it's sick. It's sick.
It's like okay, so like the things to take away from it is basically don't be afraid to fucking like slam on the distortion. Just do it tastefully and like make sure you know what you're distorting. Because basically all we're doing there is choosing a certain frequency and distorting that and creating a whole lot of crazy artifacts from it and automating it. Like we're automating using the these things. My fucking voice, dude. That's all it is.
Perfect.
Yeah, man.
You like save that, add that to the sample pack.
Dude, it's in the sample pack. Like I've already done that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like, dude, like I mean, they're way more interesting in the sample pack, or are they? The fucking.
Yeah, let's get a little preview and then we'll move on to questions because I know it's getting late.
I think. How long has it been? It's been like an hour and a half.
It's been an hour and 46 minutes.
All right.
You've been fucking killing it, dude.
We'll try and wrap it up. I just been like talking a whole lot of shit.
No, you've been blessing, man. We'll just zoom through a couple of these questions, huh?
You want to do it now? Yeah, let's do it now.
Well, no, let's get a little showcase of the sample pack first.
All right. So yeah, if you didn't hear before, I just did like a huge sample pack. It has all my signature sounds. I recorded like a fuckload of guitar for it. It has all my bass patches, all my drums that you hear in my songs. It's literally everything that you know is PhaseOne. It's coming out in December, so you can't get it yet, unfortunately. But you will be able to on Splice before the end of the year.
December will be here tomorrow.
Dude, this year has gone so fast that like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'll feel like nothing. But dude, yeah, check it. Like, look at all these fucking one shots.
Oh my gosh.
That's a crash and burn.
There it is.
It says burn, so it's kind of obvious. So there's like stuff from songs already, and there's stuff that's like original to the sample pack as well. But like it's probably like 90% like original for the sample pack, but like there's like maybe 10% of shit.
Had to put the classics in there, dude.
I had to put the classics, man. Like for example, like this burn, like that's like the patch that I use in Crash and Burn. But then I added like 4 other variations of it which aren't used in the song. Right, that one is this same kind of patch, just altered with basically, which aren't in the song. So there's like, you know, there's some shit for you to fuck with.
There it
There's
is.
a whole lot of shit.
There he is.
Anyway, but like, yeah, there's like well over 1,000 samples in there. All my drums, everything.
I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need that.
Yeah, no, I'll fucking send it to you fucking like today.
Good.
It's pretty much finished now.
All right.
Anyway.
Okay.
Let's do some questions.
Well, yeah, we'll just drop around. What was the most memorable turning point in your career? Squab says.
Squab. Turning point. God, that's a hard one. I think to put it basically is just like back when I was in Australia. Like this is how I met Max as well. Like
let's do it unshare. Let's unshare the screen.
Oh yeah, okay. Let me see your faces. Stop share. Am I there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Where like back when like dubstep was like first becoming a thing, like all the Australian agents, booking agents would like book all for like all the, like the American acts for like tours and stuff like that. So we were like constantly getting like huge American like artists come through and all that. And like at the time, like I was like the only guy in my hometown that was like that people kind of knew. So like this is how I met Max as well. Like he would come through and then like I guess you knew me or something, and then like these people just hit me up because I ended up playing like I ended up being like the fucking tour guide of Sydney.
Yeah. That's exactly
everybody.
how we hung out.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I played tour guide to like fucking everybody before I even like, you know, established myself as like a proper artist or whatever. So I think that was a huge turning thing for me, because like half of the industry is just networking, kind of.
Yeah.
And there was that, and obviously I was getting better at production and everything. I think it wasn't till maybe like my first Disciple EP, then like for me it's always has been like really slow, like okay, cool. But like I think once my Disciple EP came out, the first one, Origins, I think that was the first time it kind of went like that. And that's when I started like getting more interest from America as well. I mean, I don't know how it would work these days. Like everyone has their own story, and like it, like a lot of it has to do with timing. But that's how it worked for me. So
yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Endorphin, if you want to watch the old videos with Hero Bus and Squanto, you have to subscribe to the channel. For now, until I get my YouTube channel back because it got deleted. But until then, you know, subscribe to the channel. They're all saved as VODs on my Twitch. Okay, next question. Snacks wants to know any advice on how to keep your studio sessions fun, lighthearted, and productive.
Like the actual like housekeeping of the
No, like when you're working.
studio sessions. I mean, having like everything grouped and like organized is like the most refreshing way to me, because like when I start a project and I just have like a whole bunch of random ideas, I just like shit is everywhere. Don't be afraid to take time to like organize your session and like put everything into groups and make it make sense for you. Like color coordinate that shit. Like I find that really important. I don't know.
That's a good one. No, I'm with you.
Yeah, just like try and like take time to housekeep, because like it'll make more sense when you're trying to like properly mix down and everything.
I'm with that.
Yeah.
Glitch Devil wants to know top 3 essentials for producing, equipment or software.
Dude, these days you can fucking become a producer for free. Like you can like, you know, fucking you can download Ableton for free almost, you know. It's like it's so cheap. you don't really have to have any gear. Like half the people I know don't have anything, and they just have a fucking MacBook.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? MacBook and Ableton. Like you,
I do think Ableton
Dude.
would be number one.
definitely pay for it because like, you know, you're not an idiot. But I mean, like literally, all my setup is just like MacBook PC. I'm running Ableton 10. I just got like the Focusrite Claret fucking audio interface, and that's been great. Like I mostly got that for recording guitar, and it seems super clean. Like the mic pre's are fucking great on that. But dude, yeah, I'm, you know, I've got some like Rocket KRK sixes, but like I honestly use my headphones more.
I've never owned monitors. For a long time, I owned one Rocket, and I produced in mono.
Yeah, I mean, I have them and I use them occasionally. This is more for referencing, but like realistically, I don't have like a sub in my studio because like I live in a fucking apartment. You know, it's like it's not really practical. So like headphones for me, I've always like mostly been a headphone producer. It's like you can get like pretty much the full frequency spectrum in your headphones. And
I would say decent pair of headphones is way up there on the list.
I think that should definitely be a priority, especially for like a bedroom producer. I mean, like these are just the MX, what are they called? The ATH MX M50X Audio Technicas, and they're only like fucking, they're less than $200, super affordable. But they're like super decent for what you want to do. I use these for like most of my producing.
Yeah. Okay. What music is inspiring you today? Practice says.
I mean, honestly, I don't really listen to EDM, surprisingly, because like even though I produce EDM, dubstep, whatever, I rarely actually listen to it. Like in my spare time. Like for me, it's like work. Like I'll listen to it for inspiration or trying to find songs to play out, but like I don't listen to it for fun.
So non EDM related, who's inspiring you?
Like, I mean, if anyone actually knows my music, like, you know, it's very metal infused or whatever. So I listen to like a lot of metal. I also listen to like a lot of jazz. I also listen to just fucking like 80s classic hits. You know, it's like yeah, I'm very much like a nostalgia kind of person.
Yeah, me too.
I love listening to the shit that I grew up on, and yeah, it's more important to me than just some growly noises that like some like 16-year-olds making, you know,
right
in his bedroom.
Echo wants to know. Echo wants to know: would you like to do more D&B like what you did with Lost?
Definitely, yeah. I like, especially D&B. Like, I know it's not such a big thing in America, but in Europe and like Australia, New Zealand, it's like still fucking huge. So like that was like a huge part of my introduction to EDM was drum and bass. And actually, I think my first song as PhaseOne might have been drum and bass. Like you can't hear it anymore because it's like it's been well deleted off the internet. But you know, I at the time when I was just learning like electronic music production, I was doing drum and bass just as much as I was doing dubstep.
Okay, I'm gonna close up this Q&A real quick, so we'll just answer the rest of these and then we'll be done. Reckless wants to know, once you've got a patch in Serum, how do you know when to stop? Half the time the basic patches sound silly, but with good prose processing sound incredible. When the hell do you decide to stop fiddling in Serum and start working in post?
When do you tell a fucking like artist to stop painting? You know, like a painter to stop painting. You know, it's like you just have to know when to say stop, or just like I think trust your ear. Like the first thing I ever got told when like 10 years before I even like knew about EDM, one of the first things that really stuck with me just when like audio engineering was just trust your ear. And like an artist needs to trust their eye, like a painter needs to trust their eye. Like, you know, it's the same kind of concept. Just there's no real simple answer to that. Really, it's just you got to train your ear, and you also have to trust it.
I think this is a question for both of us because it's addressed to me, but it's definitely for
Cool.
you. What's the most recent plugin / rack that you think is hype as hell? Something that I've been using a lot lately I don't know. So as far as new things go, like Portal is really cool for randomization shit. Saturn is like my favorite plugin in the world.
Distortion.
Yeah, for just easy multi-band distortion, and I love Synplant. It's really cool when you just don't want to do sound design and want to just get like just random fucking sounds that may lead to something cool. Those are my top 3 recently, probably.
I mean, I think a good thing to note is with sound design, just be as fucking weird as possible. Just don't try and like. I think if you can make something weird as fuck, like great, and then just at the end, then try and clean it up a bit, and that's how you sound design. And then like, I personally would like bounce that to audio, so then you get like something audio, and then you can like chop it up and like. I think that's how to get some real cool like rhythms, especially like trying to do everything in MIDI is like it's kind of harder for me because like I want to see everything like visually laid out. So like if you can bounce your like patch or your serum patch or whatever you're doing into an audio track, then you can chop that up and like you can see it visually. And you can chop and change like whatever you want. I think that's what I do most of the time.
Yeah, just to go back, because Reckless is still talking about the answer about the how do you know when something's done thing. I think it just takes that's just really practice and honing your ear. Eventually, your like subconscious starts to like unlock certain doors because you've done it so many times, and you're just yeah, that's good, move on. You know, and I think that just comes from experience and time in the studio. It's frustrating though in the beginning.
For sure, I think like you know. I think like composition should be a big thing of the song. Like don't just focus on the sound design. Like you can't just like I don't know. So many songs these days it's just like build up, drop, build up, drop, build up, drop. It's like think about the composition and the structure of the song first, I'd say, and then once you've got that, once you've got a rough like skeleton idea of what you want to do, then go back and look at the sound design. Like you know, you can have like a basic like rhythm or like I don't know. There's no rules, man. Like I'm just talking
Yeah,
about
no,
ass.
I'm with you. Okay, Pellet wants to know when creating samples for sample packs, what processes do you prefer for each element to get them sounding good enough to render out?
So the sample pack I'm doing is for Splice, is fucking mega time consuming because like I've got like 1,100 samples plus, and for each individual sample, once you're happy with how it sounds, you have to render it at 24 bit because that's more across the board. Like if people are dropping and dragging samples, that seems to have less problems with across like the DAW like spectrum. Like sometimes like if you like import like a 16-bit WAV into Ableton, if you try and do that the same thing into like another DAW, there has been known to be problems with that. So they say export everything at 24-bit, and generally across the board, every DAW should be fine. So that's one thing to do. I like when I first started doing the sample pack, I exported everything as 16-bit, so I had to redo everything.
Oof.
Yeah, it was brutal. I mean, at the time it was only like 200 samples, but so that's a big thing. But you also have to make sure that each individual sample is like named uniquely and correctly. There's a very specific title for each sample, and you have to name it very uniquely. You also have to make sure it's loud enough. You also have to make sure there's no like you have to make sure it like the sample starts and ends on the cross axis of so that there's no pops and clicks like when the sample's starting or finishing. So it's very time consuming, and like you want to make sure that like each individual sample is you know good and like unique enough to actually include in the pack. So like times that by like I think on average like each individual sample will probably takes between I'd say roughly 10 minutes per sample. So times that by like 1,000 or plus, you know, it's like it's pretty fucking time consuming. I'm not sure if that answered the question. I have no idea.
No, yeah, I think that does.
I'm just talking.
Few more here. If you could do it all over again, would you still do what you did, or would you do something different?
If I knew what I knew now, I would do it all different.
God,
You know what I mean? Like, dude, you know what I mean?
everything different.
But no, I'd keep it the same because you know I don't have a time machine, so.
No. Okay. Dan wants to know, recommend some more internal plugins for. Are you producing music now, Dan? You know Dan Ledoux. He does like all of Hero Bus awesome videos. Like,
Oh, cool.
he's a legend, but he's been in here asking music production questions all night, so I guess he's
Okay.
producing now. But anyways, he's recommending more. Yeah, he said yes. More internal plugins for making custom effect racks, or just expand on creating mods within an effect rack. That's a bit of a long question.
I'm not sure I fully understand, but like
I think it's like more stock Ableton stuff that's dope. Audio
yeah,
effects, right?
I'd say like 90% of the stuff I use is stock.
Mm.
It's just fuck with it until you feel comfortable with it, and like get really weird and experimental with it. Like
I think it's important to try everything in
Yeah.
Ableton, and just so
Yeah.
you know, like, oh, that didn't work, or like, you know, it's about expanding your knowledge and how big your toolbox is, you know.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, like Ableton has so many tools you can use. You don't really need to delve outside of it, but like it just depends what you know and what you're comfortable with, really. I don't know.
Cool. Just starting out, trying to watch a bunch of tutorials, but every time I open my DAW, I don't know what the fuck to do. How did you two get through this phase? For me, back when I was learning, I had Chemic Nick, he helped me, but back when I was learning, there were no YouTube tutorials. It fucking sucked, and I think that's maybe why I don't know, I ended up where I was at, because as soon as I had somebody to help me, it was like through the roof, you know. But now it's like, to answer this question quickly, now that Twitch is in existence and now people capture all these like streamings, like what I would do if you want to learn Ableton, sign up for Mr. Bill's monthly course, like $10 a month or something like that, and he literally clicks on every button in Ableton and explains it deeper than you would ever imagine in a fucking handbook. And then I also would just type in either like Virtual Riot or Company or any of those guys who have hour-long streams on YouTube, and let the suggested videos guide you down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, dude. Like when we were starting producing, there was no splice, there was no fucking like preset packs, there was no none of that shit, dude. We just have to figure it out, you know.
Yeah.
And man, like producers these days, in some way are lucky, but in other ways, it's like everything's very saturated. So it's like it's a weird sort of so it's a weird time to be in. It's like to start producing, I guess. But yeah, we had fucking nothing when we were starting. Like we had Massive. And
man, I feel like I was good at Massive back then. If I pull up Massive now, I'm like,
dude, yeah.
like, performer.
I haven't used Massive in like a few years.
I mean, I really wanted that cicada wavetable the other day.
Oh my gosh.
Oh god, I do love using the Massive wavetables in Serum though. Those are fucking fun. I'm like, I know every piece of scrapyard, like every millimeter of chrome. Yeah. Okay. Last two more.
We'll do two more. It's been like 2 hours now.
It has been long.
Good
and I appreciate you. Yeah, this has been awesome. You've been great. What are your thoughts on the Architects track that they put out today?
I haven't heard it.
He hasn't heard it yet.
But I will go listen to it.
And Squab says, do you listen to Soilwork?
Like 20 years ago, maybe. Like, yeah. Like, maybe not 20, maybe 15 years ago. Yeah.
Well, this has been epic. Remember, you can donate and like send money to PhaseOne, because he's been awesome and he's doing this for free. And we're all doing this for free. We're just trying to help out. This has been fucking dope. 2 hours and 17 minutes. Well executed, sir.
I'm pretty sure like half an hour of that you can edit out because I'm just like talking shit. Oh god.
Oh no, you did fucking great, man. I know
this
isn't like your favorite thing in the world to do, so I really appreciate you doing it. I learned a lot. So I'm
Yeah,
excited.
cool. Yeah, dude. It's always good to talk to you and like talk the shit, you know.
Yeah, for sure, man. Send me that sample pack.
Yeah, I will.
Because I want it. And cool. Well done, sir. And I'll talk to you soon. All right.
It's been real.
It's been real. Cool. So I guess we're gonna go. Bye now. I will say this in the chat, and then we're gonna play some PhaseOne's tune on the way out, and we will say night, bro.
And wait.
Oh, yeah, one more thing. Okay.
This is
yes,
gonna
last words. Whatever you want to say it all.
Hello. No, that's really distorted. I'm sure.
A little.
This is going to be uploaded on your YouTube like tomorrow or something. Is that
Yeah, we're working on that right now. It'll be on my Twitch. I'll if you want the whole thing, I can send it to you.
Oh no, I was just wondering if like
Yeah,
for the
so,
viewers if they wanted to watch it again.
Yeah, so if you guys want to watch it tomorrow or even like right after this, basically what you have to do is subscribe to my channel, my Twitch channel right here. And yeah, that's it. And then eventually, once I get this, my whole YouTube channel got deleted, 23,000 subscribers. It just deleted my shit. So I'm in the process of figuring it out. And if and when that happens, everything will go up on YouTube. But for right now, you got to subscribe to the channel. And I appreciate everyone who subs to the channel. You guys are awesome. But yes, that's it. So I will catch you later, G. Have a good one, bro.
Good talking to you, man.
All
Thanks
day,
for having me,
man.
everybody.
All right, bro. I'll see you later.
And as soon as I hit the space bar, brings the music.
Deadline.